IVF, challenging women's autonomy in ways they've never challenged men's autonomy, is perpetuating violence and discrimination against women. You don't have to like abortions. You don't have to support abortions. But no one has the right to vote to remove a choice women should have. According to the UN, removing access to quality health care, gynecology, and abortion access is a human rights violation. And if we try to do the same thing to men, remove their access to quality health care, we couldn't do it. If we're not going after men's reproductive rights and autonomy, we shouldn't be going after women's. And it's really a waste of time to control women's bodies because women can just get on an airplane and go somewhere else. Women are still having abortions. It may not be legal in some areas, but they're still having it. And if someone doesn't want a child and they're forced to remain pregnant, this is a human rights violation. If you die, doctors can't just take your organs. You have to sign a form. We give more autonomy to someone's liver than we do someone's uterus. Forcing a woman to stay on life support for 6 months while she's pregnant against her wishes is the worst and most grotesque violation of autonomy. And autonomy is very important. Autonomy is sovereignty and choice. Men don't want women to have consistent autonomy because then it limits their white heterosexual privilege. And when you're used to privilege, equality feels like oppression. As long as men can control how women use or misuse their body, men can control everything. Until women decide that men need to get out of their space and stop telling them what to do, it's going to bite men in the butt because women who don't want to get pregnant will either start being abstinent or remove any chance of being a mother. So we're going to see a lot of births decrease because women don't want to take the risk of having sex and getting pregnant. So they're having their tubes tied. And it's only going to hurt us. We're going to lose out as a nation because how you treat vulnerable women, gay people, and strangers in your country, like illegal immigrants, pretty much gives you a pulse point into how long a country will live. Any country that oppresses the vulnerable, they don't survive. They stop being relevant. And until women consistently vote against white privilege, we won't gain and sustain the rights we deserve. And there was a lot of women, a lot of people of color who voted for Donald Trump. Now that they voted for him and he's out there, we all have to live with it. And you never compromise your values for something you want. A lot of people compromised their values and voted for Trump because he was going to give them something they wanted while potentially losing a lot of other rights and privileges that women enjoy. And now they're going to learn their lesson. When you vote against what's good for the group that you're in, you screw yourself over. And we're starting to see the effects of that. Christianity isn't obsessed with sexuality. They're obsessed with control. and pro-life, limiting IVF, birth control. It's all about control. It's never about the safety of the child. It's never about the safety of the mother. It's never about giving the next generation the best life. It's always about control and privilege. And anti-abortion policies are extremely racist, because the people who are going to suffer the most under abortion bans are people of color, people of poverty, people who are marginalized. They're going to either die, face horrible circumstances, and survival. Forget about living. Survival is the only thing they're going to be worried about. And as long as we keep electing a fascist and a woman hater as a president, we are going to continue to screw women over. Anyone who doesn't want a woman to have complete autonomy over herself due to her gender is not a good person. Even if they have the best intentions, they are contributing, enabling, and supporting hate groups. And denying women basic human rights and autonomy is a hate group, because there isn't anything loving, kind, or empathetic about taking away women's right to decide if their body will change forever by having a child. The church has always been threatened by women who won't give up their power and won't be controlled. And in the past, the church has actually set them on fire, like Joan of Arc. How many times have the Catholic Church set people on fire because they believed differently? Church only cares about morality when it's something they can control. Because when white men harm children, they don't. I've never heard someone chastise a white man for harming a child. It's all about protecting, forgiveness, and moving someone around. It's never about the victim. It's always about image. And church really don't care about purity. They don't care about women's safety. They don't care about the patriarchy. They only care about power. And if you're lucky enough to not be in a fundamentalist extreme church, you are blessed. But just because a place doesn't center around the patriarchy, as long as they're teaching and reading the Bible, they are teaching the patriarchy. Even though they're not acting it out, they're still supporting it. And we need to villainize people who support and keep the patriarchy going. Because women's autonomy, women have died so they could gain abortion rights. And now we're going back. And there has never been a time to go back to where everyone was equal.